connection between Tantra and that. The Taoist system developed in China at least 2,500 years ago, and probably much more than that. And the Tantric system started off in India and then continued to Tibet and to the East, and eventually recently arrived to California. The similarity between the two systems is, first of all, the big emphasis on polarity. Yeah, so in Taoism, even the sign, the yin-yang sign, and then all the system of the I Ching which comes from it, it's all about this game of yin and yang. How do we understand the world? We understand the world by polarity. Yeah? What is fire? Fire is yang, yin, yang. Yeah, this is the symbol. A line, half line, a line. This is fire. Yeah? Fire is a game of a triple polarity. What is water is yin, yang, yin. Yeah? So fire appears very young on the outside, very radiant, massive, initiating on the outside, and then very, very receptive actually, and very poor inside, because fire can just disappear in a second. And water, what is water? Water is yin, yang, yin. Water appears very, very fragile and so forth, but inside is yang, is massive. You put water on a stone, the water will eventually pierce the stone. So it is, in Taoism, we constantly understand the world like that. A game of being and non-being, of nothingness and existence. And all the Taoist texts and practices involve constantly this game, the martial arts. Yeah, you create great softness in one part and then great intensity, solarity on the other part. Yeah, and then by using that, because it's not, if you look at the wrestlers, they're just full on with everything. Yeah, they don't have this game of a very elegant relaxation and with very intense action, which comes from the Taoist teachings and the Taoist practices. This you find also in Tantra. The emphasis in Tantra, or the understanding of the world in Tantra, is also a polar understanding. If you have an emotion in Tantra, that emotion is feminine and is playing in front of the masculine, your consciousness. And everything we understand in Tantra, we understand through polarity, through opposites. Yeah, it's a constant game, and from this perspective, both systems are very similar and like, let's say, opposing systems which see the world in sin and virtue. Yeah, which is a duality of good and bad. In Tantra and in Taoism, it's not like the feminine is good and the masculine is bad. Yin is good and yang is bad. No, it's two forces, essentially neutral, that polarize with each other, and in order to understand them, you play with the forces. You play with both. To create electricity, you take plus and minus to create electricity, both in Taoism and in Tantra, and it's opposing this idea, or it's not so occupied with the idea of sin and virtue, but rather with this understanding of the game of energy. And because of that, both in Tantra and in Taoism, there is also erotic teachings, yeah, which you don't find so predominant in many other spiritual traditions, because again, there is masculine organs, feminine organs, masculine body, feminine body, that can create energy if played correctly. I mean, they will anyway create energy, but they can create divine energy. They can create godly eros. You can make love and rise to elevated spiritual states, have very profound emotional healing, and reach the peaks of love through making love. This is similar in Tantra and in Taoism. The difference, or the main differences, is in Taoism the concept of the divine remains unpersonal. The word Tao is the way, or somehow that. So what is divine? It's that. It's not even called Johnny. It's just that, or the way. There is the strong concept of the impersonal divinity, which is implicit. It doesn't have a face, doesn't have a personality. Whereas in Tantra, the supreme, the divine, is both personal and non-personal. We have Paramashiva or Para-Brahman, which is, there is no temples for Brahman, there is no temples for Paramashiva. It's impersonal, it doesn't have a face, you don't make offerings to it, it's completely quiet. And then there is a personification of the divinity as Shiva, as Shakti, and so forth. So that's one of the main differences. And then as an emphasis, the Taoist practices, particularly those who are practicing today, but also in ancient times, very, very focused on health, balance, and peace, which are also predominant in Tantra, but in Tantra there is a great emphasis on love, tremendous emphasis on love, and love as the goal and the liberating aspect. Is also the difference very much between the Chinese and Indian cultures of those times. And the emphasis on love and devotion. You devote yourself again because the divinity is personal. Yeah, Krishna or Shiva or Shakti or Parvati, you devote yourself. And the whole practice is extremely juicy and ecstatic and loving, and you lose yourself, you dive into love and you forget yourself into love and so forth. And there is a great emphasis on transcendence and immanence in Tantra, that you both transcend the world and live in the world in the same time. And there's a very clear vertical orientation towards the supreme spiritual goal.
Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content on spirituality, Tantra and more.
And if you want to sign up for our online classes or for our retreats, you can see our website on the description below.